Another awesome question. Okay, everyone, last week I'd mentioned that I love to garden, so I got a question from a viewer saying, hey, Sassy, what things can I use in my kitchen that can actually work as a fertilizer in my garden? I gotcha. Okay, let's start with coffee. Okay, see this right here? These are our little pods that if we have Keurigs, these have your coffee grounds in them. Now a lot of them are making them so they are safer for the environment. But what I do is I take these and I cut a slit in them and I just keep a bowl on my counter, basically an old coffee can, and I dump all of my coffee grounds into those. So what I do, and you have to be careful with coffee. I actually spoke to a greenhouse about coffee. Coffee can be really strong in nitrogen, and it can kind of burn your plant. So you have to go easy with it a little bit. So don't come in with 20 pounds of coffee all at once into your garden. Do a little at a time. So what I do is I take a couple teaspoons and I just sprinkle it on top of my garden area or my flower beds, and then I just take my rake and I just kind of rake it into the soil a little bit. That works really good, a little at a time. You also can see which plants are coffee plants and like that, and which don't really like it. You'll know really quickly. So start easy, but coffee grounds is one of the easiest ways to fertilize your garden. Right here, calcium in eggshells. When you take eggs and you crack them, wash out your eggshells, just keep them over to the side. I also put them kind of over in the same coffee can. I basically have a can that's almost turning into compost. And I put all of these things in there and they all work really well. So I take those shells, I grind them up, and I stick them in there with the coffee grounds. Eggshells are great at adding some calcium to our soil. It's just organic, we're just returning things back to the soil. Fun fact, so if you've ever sailed around, even in marshy areas, and you see how everything grows like crazy, or if you're in the mangroves, let's say in Florida, and the Everglades, and everything's growing, well, it's because that water is stagnant. It's still, and it's basically being refertilized by the leaves that fall off, and they just decompose, and that decomposition is what makes that soil so rich to allow all those beautiful things to grow. So that's basically what we're doing here with our kitchen items. Orange peels. Bugs hate orange peels. Squirrels hate orange peels. So what you want to do is you want to just take your skins off these oranges, put them in your flower beds. Bananas are the same way, but do not put an entire banana peel into your garden, please, because the squirrels kind of do like bananas. So what I do is I just take bananas and I just cut them up really fine and I mix them into my soil, and it keeps the aphids and the bugs away. So remember, things in the kitchen will really make your garden grow more beautiful than ever. Keep those questions coming.